Hello there, my name is Menu Kishan. I'm a trainee software engineer of Zenith Software International. Today I'm going to present you under the topic Firebase for Android. Initially, Firebase came as a NoSQL type database that make use of sockets which allows the client to receive information live without having to make GET requests to the server. After Google acquired in 2014, it became a backend as a service platform for mobile and web using Google Cloud support. If you are not familiar with the technical word backend as a service, you might wonder what is the previous slide really mean. Let's consider that you have to create an app. So then you have to create databases, servers, your own API to call them, etc. This sounds more interesting if you have to build it for iOS too. Therefore, you will have to hire a backend engineer for the app. So, what if we use Firebase instead? If you use Firebase, you can simply remove the backend engineer from your app because Firebase promotes the theme serverless code. With Firebase as backend as a service platform, you can create authentication using email and password or single sign-on. Also, use the API to retrieve data from real-time Google Cloud-based databases. Also, Firebase Analytics for your app. Simply said, you can focus your client code more to improve the user experiences. Some people say the Firebase is the almost everything for everyone. So let's see in details what Firebase can provide for your app. Firebase Analytics, a free and unlimited analytics solution. The analytics integrates across Firebase features and provides you with unlimited reporting for up to 500 distinct events that you can define using Firebase SDK. Firebase Analytics reports help you to understand clearly how your users behave, which enable you to make informed decisions regarding app marketing and performance optimization. But since it's a free service, it has own limitations, like not real-time service like Google Analytics or developed on focused mobile, etc. Firebase Cloud Messaging, formerly known as Google Cloud Messaging. Firebase Cloud Messaging is a cross-platform solution for messages and notification for Android, iOS, and web application, which currently can be used at no cost. Firebase Auth. Firebase Auth is a service that can authenticate users using only client-side code. It supports social login providers like Facebook, GitHub, Twitter, and Google. Additionally, it includes the user management system whereby developer can enable user authentication, email, and password login storage with Firebase. Firebase Real-Time Database. This service provides application developers an API that allows application data to be synchronized across client and stored on Firebase Cloud. The company provides client libraries that enable integration with Android, iOS, JavaScript, Java, Objective-C, Swift, and Node.js applications. The database is also accessible through a REST API and binding for several JavaScript frameworks such as AngularJS, React, Ember.js, and Backbone.js. Firebase TestLab Pro Android. Firebase TestLab Pro Android provides cloud-based infrastructure for testing Android apps. With one operation, developer can initiate testing of their apps across a wide variety of devices and device configurations. Test results include logs, videos, and screenshots are made available in the project in the Firebase console. Even if a developer hasn't write any test code for their apps, TestLab can exercise the app automatically looking for crashes. Let's see a small demo.
First of all, create an empty Android project. Here I used previously created empty project. Today's demo is to create a simple user registration with email and password. Here you can see I have used 2 edit text for email and password and 1 button for sign-in. Next step is to create Firebase project in Firebase site. To do that you must log into console.firebase.google.com, then click Create New Project. Then you need to give the package name of your Android project. You can find it in your Android manifest.xml. After that select your country, I here chose Sri Lanka. Then click Create Project. Now you are ready to link your Android project with a Firebase. On next window click Android logo button. There you must provide the package name of your Android project. After that click on Add App button. Next you can see Google Services.json file being downloaded. You should move that file to App folder in your Android project. Follow next steps. Here earlier I have added my JSON file to the project, so I just override it. After that click on Continue button. On next window you can see dependencies and plugins needed to add in top level build Gradle and app Gradle. Let's add them to respective Gradle files. While you are adding the dependencies to Gradle files, you can see Sync Now option on the top. After adding the both lines, click on Sync Now file to add the respective dependencies to the project. Now click Finish button. Now we need to enable authentication for our Firebase project. Here I am going to use email and password as my authentication, but if you want to log using Google, Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, you can use those options too. Since we are using authentication for our project, we need to add the Firebase authentication dependency to app Gradle file. You can find all of dependencies you need to know in the Getting Started guide on Firebase documentation. Find dependency for authentication and add it at Gradle and press Sync Now. Our app need to connect to Firebase through the internet, so we need to give the app internet permission. Let's add it on Android manifest XML file. Now let's go to main activity file to write the code for the app. As you can see, I have declared 1 button for register button and 2 text edit for data fields. I also need Firebase auth to connect Firebase. Then I am initialize them on onCreate method. After that I create register user method. First it takes values of email and password. After that I check whether they are empty, if then alert the user. If details are not null, I use Firebase Auth to add the user to the Firebase database. Now the project is ready to run the app. Press Run button. I here use my Android device as the emulator. Now I'm going to show you how the app is going to work on my Android device. Now let's see whether the data was really went to the database. Go to Firebase project, and click Authentication. Here you can see the user I have added from the app. That is all everyone. Thank you for watching.